Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to continue with articles and learn when to use the in English. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so in English we have two main rules of when to use the. The first one is everyone already knows which one you're talking about. And the second rule is there's only one of them. So let's get started with the first rule, which is everyone already knows which one you're talking about. For example, if I say to Ryan, "Hey Ryan, do you want to go to the pub later?" I'm using the because I know that both me and Ryan, we already know which pub we're talking about. And that's because we go to the same pub every day. Okay, because we really like our alcohol. We always go to that same pub. So I say, let's go to the pub because both of us know which pub we're talking about. But if you're with a group of new friends and you don't have like a special pub that you go to each time, then we would say, "Oh, hey guys, do you want to go to a pub later?" Because we don't know which pub we're talking about. So we use a. So another example of this could be if you go to the cinema with someone, after the movie, you would say to your friend, "So, what did you think about the movie?" Because obviously, both of you know which movie you're talking about. You're talking about the movie that you just watched in the cinema. So we use the because both people, everyone knows which one we're talking about. But if you want to watch a movie with your girlfriend in the evening, and you don't know which movie you want to watch, you would say to your girlfriend, "Hey, do you want to watch a movie this evening?" Because we're just talking generally about movies. We don't know specifically which movie we're talking about. One more example of this, guys, could be if you're having a dinner party and there's one big bowl of potatoes in the middle of the table, I would say to my friend, "Hey, could you pass me the potatoes?" Because everyone knows which potatoes I'm talking about. We're talking about those potatoes in the middle of the table. I'm obviously not talking about some random potatoes in someone else's house. Okay, I'm talking about these specific potatoes. All right? So could you pass me the potatoes? Because everyone knows which potatoes we're talking about. And that's a nice little tip, guys, that this doesn't have to be always one thing, like the pub or the film. It can also be with plural things like the potatoes, the people, the trips. It can be anything, singular or plural. The only thing that matters is that everyone in the conversation knows which one or which ones you're talking about. All right, guys, so let's move on to the second rule of when to use the, which is when there's only one of them. For example, the moon. There's only one moon around Earth. Okay, so we talk about the moon. Another good example could be the Olympics. There's only one Olympics every 4 years. So you would say to your friends, "Hey, are you watching the Olympics this year?" And this is very similar to the first rule of when to use the, that everyone already knows which one. Because of course, if there's only one of them, then of course everyone already knows which one you're talking about. So these rules are very similar. Alright guys, so let's look at a couple of pro tips. The first one is with telling stories. When you're telling a story, very often things start as an or some when you first mention them because the listener doesn't know about these things. And then they become the when the person knows about them. For example, I could say, "Yesterday I went to a shop and bought some bananas and met a nice girl there." I'm using a because you don't know about the shop, you don't know about bananas, and you don't know about the girl. When we left the shop, I gave the girl the bananas because I liked her so much. So now I'm using the for everything, for the shop, for the girl, for the bananas, because the listener already knows about these things because we already mentioned them earlier in the story. So just remember, when we're telling stories, things usually start as a, and then they become the second time that you mention them. And the second pro tip, guys, is when to use the with countries. Is it England or the England? Is it the United States or United States? And it's a really easy rule, guys. When the country is just one word, we don't use the. For example, England, Russia, Germany. There's no the. But if the country has more than one word in the name, then we always use the. For example, the United States, the Czech Republic, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom, or the UK. So this is very often when it's with a kingdom or republic or states or something like that. Always has the on it. A little exception to this is with islands. We always use the with islands. For example, the Maldives, the Philippines, the Cayman Islands. Any kind of islands, we always use the. So just remember, islands equals the. And one more example is with seas as well. We always use the with seas or oceans, like the Indian Ocean, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Mediterranean. We always use the with big bodies of water. Alright guys, so that is how to use the. Remember that this topic and all the other topics that we teach at Speak Like Me, you can find in our lovely leaflets, which have a little summary of each topic, and you can find them on our website. You can also check out the Speak Like Me podcast if you would like some advanced listening practice through funny conversations. The links for everything will be in the description of this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.